Hi everyone, my name is Michal. I would like to introduce to you a few advanced ideas concerning the pelvic floor in a method that I developed, an innovative method to restore the pelvic floor and the posture. So first I would like to ask, what is the connection between the pelvic floor and the posture? The answer is that the pelvic floor and the posture has a strong connection. And actually, the muscular system of the pelvic floor is part of the posture. Somehow along the way, we forgot it. And this is why we're coping with prolapse and problems of muscular dystrophy of the pelvic floor. So if you support in a good way the posture along with the pelvic floor, there is no reason for it to degenerate because it's active during many actions, many daily actions. And actually, it's not only the pelvic floor that is part of the posture. It's also the belly muscles that are called transverse abdominis muscles, the transverse muscles of the abdomen that are surrounding the belly. And their role is to locate the inner organs of the belly in their place and also to support the posture, along with the back and the different components of the posture. In early age, the support of the body is quite good, and there is no need to actively teach a person to support. But already from teenage, it might start to go in the wrong direction. And a woman might have hyposa or lordosa, or loose and prominent belly, and also improper position of the pelvis. And due to this, the whole back will be bent. All this is caused from various reasons that we will not get into it now. But all in all, it's habits, wrong movement habits that can arise in modern society. I would like to show you a few pictures of the pelvic floor and the pelvic organs and the belly muscles and the back, and to explain the right way to support the body along with the pelvic floor and how it will bring to rehabilitation of the pelvic floor. So, in this first picture, we see a pelvic floor of a woman. The pelvic floor is a diaphragmatic muscular system, and when the muscles are working, the whole diaphragm is going upwards in this way. And when it's working and not loose, it supports the organs of the abdomen and the whole posture. This picture is pretty schematic illustration, but it shows the idea. Okay, in this picture, we see a side view on a female pelvis. Here, the organs are complete, and here they are transected. Prolapse can occur in all those organs, in the uterus, in the vagina, in the rectum, in the bladder. Usually, the prolapse occur into the vagina, but it can also happen into the anus here, and the urethra may also prolapse. The urethra we can see here in the transected part. In this picture, we see the transverse abdominis muscles and how they surround the belly and also the back and create sort of a belly belt. In this picture, what we see is the different layers of the belly muscles. In this side, we see the most outer layer, and this is the flexor muscles of the belly. Under them, we see the oblique abdominal muscles. And on this side is the most inner layer. And this is the transverse abdominis muscles of the belly. In this picture, we see how the abdominal space is full with different organs. So from seeing it, we can conclude that if the posture is not good and efficient, a load will be created on the abdominal space, and the abdominal organs will create pressure downwards on the pelvic floor and also on the abdominal wall. So after we saw all these, each one of you can understand how important it is to use the pelvic floor as integral part of the posture. And by doing it, we are restoring and strengthening it. You might be surprised to hear that in few simple exercises, every person can sense the movement of the pelvic floor and its support in the posture. And after a person senses it, and by continuous practicing, he will internalize it with the time. So it becomes an integral part of the way he activates his body. The way to bring a person to sense the pelvic floor and its support in the posture is not by exercising the pelvic floor itself, but by activating a certain function that the pelvic floor is part of it. We have to understand that our brain works with patterns and functions, and those patterns awake all the organs and the other components involved in it to activate, to work in a synergetic way. And this means that if I would like to move the pelvic floor, I have to activate a certain function that the pelvic floor is part of it. The method that I developed is called the RETZEF method, and I teach courses in the method for women, and I invite you women to register to my upcoming course in English in the Zoom.